He was one of the coolest cats on pit road. Of all the racers in the 60s, no one had the diversity of Dan Gurney. He took part in over 300 races in 20 countries, driving 51 different makes and winning his fair share. But at Indy, not one win.
Over here? We're over here. Okay.
Gurney's still cool, preferring to do interviews over a glass of wine, especially when he's talking about the 500 what-ifs.
Did I ever bug you looking back as a driver? You never, I mean, man, you came so close.
Did it bother me? You're damn right it bothered me. Yeah, absolutely.
I must congratulate Mario. He certainly drove some kind of race today, didn't he?
Funny how that race can be very humbling to some superstars.
Yes. It's like life, you know. You have to have a lot of good luck to win it. And when you did, why, it meant a great deal to your whole life.
And that's why, in 1966, Gurney put his career into his own hands, developing his own chassis, the American-made Eagle, and continuing the rear-engine revolution, something he helped launch in the Lotus 3 years earlier.
At that time, a revolution had taken place in Europe, in Formula One Grand Prix racing, and it was obvious that that was going to, if it was allowed to, it was going to happen at Indy.
The Ford-powered Eagles took baby steps. Their best finish, only 9th that year.
We really worked a good 6 months on Indianapolis, pretty much 100%, and it's disappointing, but we're ready to come back.
And come back they did, with Bobby Unser, the first to put the Eagle in victory lane in 1968, as innovation led the charge.
I think innovation is fueled by the freedom to be innovative. In those days, hardly any of us knew a great deal about what it takes.
And that's when the real work began. In fact, Gurney still has his California race shop.
American-made right here in Santa Ana, and we're proud of it.
Mementos and photos fill the walls, as do his more recent Eagle chassis. But his pride points earlier than that.
This is the 72 Eagle, including this little thingamajig on the back here, which is a gurney flap or a wicker bill.
Molded metal he'd been using on his sports cars.
I thought, well, I wonder if one of these little spoilers would work on the wing. Sure enough, we found some material that we had, and we figured out how to fold it into a 90-degree angle that we put on like this, and next thing you know, we had come up with a real breakthrough. But it's a pretty potent piece.
Little did he know how potent it would be. That year, Jerry Grant went 200 miles an hour at Ontario Speedway. And at Indy, Bobby Unser won the pole, 17 miles an hour quicker than the year before.
The guy can't hold a grudge for that long, 100 years.
Back in Santa Ana, it's more wine and more what-ifs.
That's the one that didn't get to the first turn. That's the one we dropped the valve, although it did lead it.
Dan, the driver and developer, still gets a kick out of it all.
Did you ever dream you would have the kind of impact that you thought?
No. I think every driver would like to have an impact, the right kind of impact, not the wrong kind of impact. But to be part of that and to be there with some of the great names from before, that meant a great deal to me.